where you look at the conversion rate in the build up to Black Friday and the conversion rate goes down.
Yes.
And it's just because you've got this black hole, right, of it's going to suck everything into it like antimatter, right? And, you know, the conversion rate goes down, but I wouldn't panic about that, because as long as you're doing a kind of okay job, then your conversion rate is going to bounce back and probably increase on Black Friday.
Hey everybody, we're Tillison Consulting and we love digital marketing, and you're listening to the Inside Digital podcast. This is your one-stop shop to learn and expand your knowledge within the digital marketing space. It's never been more important to have an online presence, and in this show, our experts will talk about SEO, PPC, and everything in between. They'll share their personal insights, experiences, and strategies they're taking advantage of, so the rest of us can do the same. Here's today's episode.
So welcome to another episode of Inside Digital, and today we are talking about Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So it's maybe a little bit late for some of you to start thinking about this, but I'm sure some people are going, oh, it's coming, I haven't done anything. So I thought I'd get Apphia to talk about some of the things that we're doing. So say hello, Apphia.
Hello. Yes, I think it's a great thing to talk about because everybody does it, right? Black Friday is a really busy season, so you don't want to miss the boat, do you, on kind of making sure you get in there and
have massive FOMO that oh damn it, we didn't do a very good job.
Exactly,
yeah
because
so
your competitors are very likely going to be doing it, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're running campaigns at the moment, and obviously we've got a lot of planning and thinking. I think if you're thinking about Black Friday now, then maybe it's a little bit too late to like do a really great job. We've been talking about this for months already. So given that we are, how many weeks? Like 5 weeks away now?
Something like that, yeah.
What if I'm like coming to you now and going, oh, it's 5 weeks away, I haven't done anything, Apphia. What should I be thinking about doing? Like if I'm in e-commerce store, obviously we're talking e-commerce. What are your kind of top 3 or 4 things that I should be going, okay, look, 5 weeks, you don't have much time, I'd be doing what?
Yeah, I think if considering the fact you don't have a lot of time, you need to look at your email list to begin with and build that up as quickly as you can. That's the first step, I think, straight away, because if you don't do that, then you're not really selling, you're not sending to an active audience. So get a pop-up, get something going, tease it on your website if you really want to build that list quickly. Otherwise, you know, perhaps your list that you've already got might not be an active list, and then it would just be a waste of your time, really. So get that pop up on your website or something, you know, perhaps as a follow-up email once they've purchased something, you know, say, we've got Black Friday coming up, we've got some really great deals, make sure that you don't miss out. As you've said already about the FOMO, fear of missing out, you just want to act on that because people don't want to miss out. So say you have a really great deal, tell them that you're going to have a really great deal coming up, so that they're on your list, and then you can start teasing them with emails. You can start perhaps mention it on your socials, just really get people thinking, oh, it's Black Friday, oh, I remember this brand that spoke to me before about their deals, let me go have a look. So yeah, I think build up that list, especially now that you don't have a lot of time. Really go hard on building that list, and you can even do that through meta campaigns or things like that, to really boost your engagement and get people with you in mind when it comes to Black Friday.
Yeah, so we need to start kind of talking about Black Friday before Black Friday.
Yes.
I think one of the things that I hear from our clients and partners and you know, the people in the industry is like, if you start talking about Black Friday before Black Friday, you're almost dissuading people from buying now, because they'll just go, well, I'll wait.
Yeah.
I think the truth is that consumers do that anyway, don't they, right? Like, I'm going to shop around, but I'm not going to buy. Then I'll wait for Black Friday and then I will buy. You know, so that's a really interesting time. But just sticking with email, because I know you've been working really hard on this for some of our partners. So just give us an idea. So we've been working on this kind of awesome campaign over a period of weeks with a Black Friday event. So just maybe give us a couple of minutes of what does that look like with an email campaign or a sequence?
Yeah. So I think, as we said, kind of drip feeding those emails to them. Perhaps you don't have to necessarily have a sale in your email. You could just simply kind of highlight your products. So when Black Friday does come around, they know what products that they want to buy. So perhaps you send out an email, you know, remember to fill up your basket, or are you running out of these? And then you kind of just just drip feeding it to them that they should be interested in you when it comes around to Black Friday. So things that we're doing is, you know, we're also having a sale each week. Perhaps you could have leading up to Black Friday. That again will engage your customers. And I know you might think, well, then they're not going to buy anything on Black Friday because they've already bought. Well, your secret Black Friday event could be just your email list, and then your Black Friday actually on Black Friday could just be to public, to everybody. So it's a really good tactic, I think, to kind of have that really exclusive sale leading up to Black Friday, because again, your customers already know you, so you have to do less convincing to your existing customers because they already know you and trust you as a brand. So you could tease them with some sales and then do a really big sale, I don't know, on Black Friday.
So I really like having almost the exclusive thing for existing customers, right? We value our customers. They've bought from us before. We want to reward that loyalty. So actually this isn't like our Black Friday event actually is like 4 weeks. And people are going like earlier and earlier, and it's like, oh, we've got Black Friday month.
Yeah.
What? But I think that happens. I think part of my thinking is if I can get the sale before Black Friday, then that customers use their budget to buy the product before the Black Friday offer from somebody else. But there is all that go earlier and earlier and earlier, and it's going to be like Christmas where like, oh man, it's August and there's tinsel on the shelves, right? But it could get a bit out of hand. But with this, we're kind of going, right, week 1, there's a category. We're emailing everybody in that category going, our Black Friday event this week is homeware, for example, or whatever it might be. And then the following week, it will then be a different category. But you can't do category 1 and category 2. It's like that week, that is the Black Friday event. The second week is a different category. The third week is a different category. And then the fourth week maybe is like, that's like everything. And we re-email everybody and kind of go, all of them this week, here's your discount code. And we'll give people some special offers there. So I really like that because I would feel valued as a customer. Like, it's not on the website. It's not for everybody. This is like a reward because I'm a customer and I bought before. So I think that makes me feel a bit special, a bit valuable. Whereas, like I say, if it's on the website, it's like, well, it's just for everybody. Like, this doesn't feel exclusive to me. So I really like that idea. And then thinking about what happens on the website during Black Friday. And certainly in terms of pricing, I know a lot of stores that I've spoken to in the past. You know, I'm not kind of advocating this, but I know that there are people who've gone Black Friday and haven't discounted anything at all, other than that how they normally discount. You know, but it obviously just not lying. They're just going, it's Black Friday. Like, here are our prices, and they're the same as they were before. And it's kind of okay. Whatever your approach is fine. But and then I do know certainly, and I think there are some quite big brands that do this, where they actually increase their prices and then offer a double discount on Black Friday, so it looks like a huge discount, but actually it's not too dissimilar. I'm not sure about the legalities of that, but I'm not kind of advocating that, but I do know that I've seen brands do that for sure. So I think at the very least, you should be thinking that you should at least acknowledge with a banner or whatever on your, you know, on your homepage or whatever, that it is Black Friday. You should mention Black Friday. The challenge, and I've seen this in like Google Ads data before, where you look at the conversion rate in the build up to Black Friday and the conversion rate goes down. And it's just because you've got this black hole, right, of it's going to suck everything into it like antimatter, right? And you know, the conversion rate goes down, but I wouldn't panic about that, because as long as you're doing a kind of okay job, then your conversion rate is going to bounce back and probably increase on Black Friday. So yeah, I think there's some things to think about there. I think one of the other strategies you can think about is having special deals for Black Friday that are more like bundles. So if you've got, here's a product, maybe you want to sell 4 of these, and then there's a special Black Friday price because you bought 4 of them rather than one. So you don't like bulk discounting.
Yeah.
So it increases your AOV, and of course your return on ad spend if you're talking Google Ads. That I think could be a really good strategy. Or bundling products together, like if you buy this and this with the Black Friday offer, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a consumable product and there are refills for it, for example.
Yeah.
You kind of go, if you buy this with 4 refills, it's going to last you 3 months. You've got a special Black Friday price. So you can do things like that and just make kind of special products. So you don't have to discount like everything across the entire website.
Yeah.
Maybe just individual products, and then that feeds back into your email as well.
Yes.
What about, so you talked about social a little bit. What's your thinking on that?
Yeah, so I think we mentioned about you could have a campaign that's kind of purely just to build that email list, not necessarily to have sales, which I think is not really thought about a lot when it comes to e-commerce, because people just think sales, right? But people on your email list, they could be potential customers. You know, if you've got a really strong email marketing strategy where you're reaching out to them regularly, it's not going to be a waste of money to have a meta campaign. You might not see the value straight away, but having more customers, more people that are engaged with your brand and your company can be really effective, especially when it's up to Black Friday. Because if people aren't subscribing to you, they're probably subscribing to someone else, and then that company is going to get the sale. So you've got to really think about engaging with customers that aren't yet customers, but could be when it comes around to sales. And it's not necessarily you just want those customers for, you know, we say about you shouldn't train your customer list to just focus on sales. But thinking in this, where everybody is trained to think about Black Friday, you just kind of got to get rid of that out the window and think, I'm going to get these customers. And then perhaps it is just going to be a Black Friday sale, but that's still a customer that you could reach then, you know, with a follow-up email. And it could be a really long customer lifetime value just from that Black Friday sale. So if you have a meta campaign or a TikTok campaign, that can work really well with some of your audiences to engage with your brand. And it might not be email list, but just kind of pushing yourself out there. Perhaps you'll get a follow from them. And then when it does come around to those Black Fridays or Christmas sales, you're going to really see an engaged customer audience that you can sell to, and hopefully get really loyal customers from that. So I think that's definitely a good thing to think about, dedicating some budget to, which can be difficult because you can't always see the value. And I think sometimes e-commerce, you just think sales, 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 don't you? You don't think, actually,
how much did I spend on clicks? How much revenue did I get? But if you start thinking about customer lifetime value,
exactly,
particularly if it's consumable, like reorder, like some of the partners that we work with, then it becomes like, it's a different ball game. You can't just go, well, I spent £10 on clicks to get 1 sale and I only make £10 profit. But well, hang on, you get like an average of 10 orders per customer, so you can't think in those terms. So you're quite right. I think on the kind of Meta, Facebook, Instagram campaigns where you're kind of building your email list, I think you do have to be careful with that and measure it. So there is, it depends brand by brand, right? But I think there are consumers out there that literally just hunt deals all the time, and there's no loyalty, and they just want, like, if you're doing a giveaway, they're in it for the free stuff, but they never buy anything. So I think you do have to really be careful with that kind of thing, that you don't end up with this email list that is just full of people who want free stuff that are never going to actually buy anything. When we talk about email marketing, it's not like it's going to cost you a huge amount of money to send it to 50,000 people rather than 30,000 people, even though 20,000 of them are just these kind of deal hunters that aren't going to spend any money. But if you're going to pay to acquire them and they're not spending any money, then you could spend that money doing something else, right? You might as well just do like Google Shopping or something and spend the money there. But I would want to segment that audience, like where they came from, and then look at that in my email data and say, what is the open rate like? What is the conversion rate like? What's my revenue from that audience? And how does that compare with my average? Was that worth doing or was it not? And Black Friday is a great time to be doing those things as well. So, sorry, you were going to say something?
Yeah, sorry, I was going to say, just, it's about your audience. And if your audience are going to be people who perhaps will be looking for a sale, but actually will be lifetime customers. I'm thinking like perhaps some Gen Z audience. If you're targeting them on TikTok, great, that works really well. But perhaps somebody who, you know, sells luxury garden furniture or something like that, perhaps the sale might not work because you're looking for those high value customers that perhaps don't really care about a sale because they've got enough money to buy, you know, really expensive garden furniture or not. So you've really got to think about if your audience are relevant for that. And if only, you know, perhaps some of your products are relevant for Gen Z and some aren't, then, you know, advertise based on that. You know, don't advertise things that aren't relevant to an audience that aren't relevant. You know, that's basic marketing 101, right? So you've got to make sure that when you're doing a campaign for that, check the relevancy. And you should know your customers and your audience anyway. But perhaps it's something you have to test, and then next year you don't do it or you do it differently. You can test and you can fail at things like that. That's okay, because then that data helps you to make better choices. And also just look at what other people are doing. I think your competitors as well, you need to make sure that you're kind of doing similar to what they're doing, but, you know, not obviously so similar like it just blends into one. But if your competitors are really pushing on Black Friday, then you perhaps have to think, oh, the audience are actually interested in this, and push as well.
You just inspired an idea. I haven't thought this through. It literally just occurred to me on the fly. What if you were selling higher ticket considered purchase like the garden furniture? November is not when you're buying garden furniture, right? So what if you did a Black Friday offer where you could go like you pay a deposit, like, or you buy a voucher and we double whatever it is, because then even if you go, look, up to £100, so if you buy a voucher for 50 quid or spend 50 quid, we'll give you 100, right? But now where are they going to buy in spring when they're ready to buy? Where are they going to buy from? So they got a Black Friday deal to get, effectively they paid £50, they get 100. They're coming to buy some garden furniture off us for £400. They're effectively getting £50 discount, but they're already committed to purchasing from us. Not really going to go anywhere else because they've got a voucher.
I guess so.
Feels like free money. Let me know how it goes if you do that, right? I'd love to know if that works, but that could work, right? You could do an email campaign to your audience in the same way. Like, you're not buying this stuff right now because it's not a winter product, but you know, if you wanted 20 quid, we'll give you 40. 50 quid, we'll give you 100.
Well, that's
half price
the other
gift
day,
voucher.
right? With the cruise, you bought a £500 voucher for £200, right, or something like that.
So
exactly.
It's like $300 and you got 500. So you're already committed to like booking a cruise with the same company, with the same brand. So when you're kind of going, right, where are we going on holiday? Well, I've got this money, so I may as well go with them. So you're kind of giving something away and getting that loyalty and then creating that future purchase. So that could work quite well for high ticket stuff that doesn't fit with Black Friday. That could work really well. So that's quite cool. So wrapping this up, what about stupid stuff that people do or miss for Black Friday? Like, what are the some big screw ups you've seen or made?
A big one that I think one that really stands out to me is when your customer buys something and you don't follow up from that. Especially if it's a new customer. You perhaps need to treat them a little bit differently to you would just a normal customer, because thinking about the fact that this customer came for a sale, you then need to nurture them to not get used to a sale and actually just buy from you because they love your product. So really kind of making sure you're engaging with that customer still, so they'll buy from you. Even if it is they buy from you from another sale, that's still money you're getting that you wouldn't have had previously. So it's not the end of the world if they only buy at a sale. It's obviously not, you know, what you really want, but it's, if you don't nurture them, perhaps they'll never buy again. So it's better to get something than nothing. So if you're using some automations, make sure that the automations perhaps are slightly different, and a little bit more, you're nurturing them as a loyal customer, not someone who's just, you know, deal hunting. So I think that's
segment the audience depending where they came from.
I think so.
So if you acquired that customer with a sale opportunity, you maybe want to segment that in your email list and send them slightly different emails, perhaps, or at least segment them, send them the same emails as everybody else, but understand how they behave. So do they still respond? Does our audience still respond when they are acquired in a sale? Do they still convert at a similar rate? And then do we as a brand have to then treat that audience separately and have separate emails and everything because they respond to different things?
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, I like that. For me, I think the biggest thing with Black Friday, the missed opportunity, is kind of not doing anything, not even acknowledging it. I mean, a lot of sites, it's discount anyway. So even just having that banner and just acknowledging that it's Black Friday, you're not doing any special discount. There's already a discount. A lot of consumers will still just buy because it says Black Friday and it says there's a discount. So they just go, oh, it's a Black Friday discount. It might not be. It might be just be your normal discount.
Yeah, I think it's even, as you said, it don't do nothing because it kind of looks like you're not an active brand.
I don't care about me. Why should I shop with you?
It's like if everybody's doing it, it's sort of like you're just the odd one out, and perhaps you're just not engaging with your customers, which is just not a brand that you want to really interact with, right? You want one that's up to date and updates their website often, and isn't the same thing that they have had for 10 years. You know, something that shows you're a real company. I think kind of adds that little bit of credibility.
There's a few other things, not mistakes, but a few other simple things. Maybe rather than discounting, that you could do Black Friday, Cyber Monday, is maybe have free delivery on everything rather than discounting. You know, the delivery thing is always a contentious issue. It's quite divisive, has a massive impact on conversion rate. So think about like what would happen. Obviously, run your numbers and think about this. But what would happen if we did free delivery on the kind of Black Friday, Cyber Monday kind of weekend? What if we did that for a week? What does that look like? What would happen? So that's quite good. I quite like the idea of any order placed, actually you get a free £10 voucher for your next order. That's really good because it encourages people to come back. Where am I going to buy that thing again? Oh, I've got this £10 voucher. I'm going to come back. So rather than getting the discount immediately, you, as a brand, you get a second order. And of course, you can follow up and go, you haven't used the voucher yet. What would you like? So it encourages the second purchase, which I quite like as well. So there's some other things I think you can do rather than just going discount, and just kind of blow your brains out on your margin and make no money. So I think there's some other stuff in there as well.
Yeah, and I think a big one that kind of just came to mind is make sure you have stock. Don't go out of stock on Black Friday or any sale in that case, but have stock and make sure your website works.
Well, make sure you can back order at least.
Like
we're out of stock, but you can have it still in 7 days. Instead of like a lot of websites that go, it's not even listed. The product's just gone because we've got no stock.
Exactly.
But allow people to back order. I think is a good shout as well. Cool. I think we'll wrap that up there. That's been awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
Thank you.
Make sure you do Black Friday.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Inside Digital Podcast. Make sure to visit our website at tillison.co.uk, where you can read more about topics discussed in this show and much more. If you're looking to get started or to continue your digital marketing journey, we can help. Just reach out to one of our experts through our website. We'd love to hear if you found value in the show. Please leave a review and be sure to tune in for our next episode.